It's over the top. It's over the top.
It's not just about going to space. It's the training.
Their training? They did 2 days.
An all-female Blue Origin space crew with celebrities including Katy Perry and Gayle King has been hilariously mocked.
I don't even know how much it's going to change me.
And Gayle King is upset.
You have never said to an astronaut, boy, what a ride. You know, we duplicated the same
An astronaut
trajectory that Alan Shepard did back in the day.
First of all, Alan Shepard walked on the moon, Gayle. You did not walk on the moon.
If they didn't market this whole thing with this like empowering and serious tone, I don't think anyone would have like roasted it.
What are you guys gonna do up in space? What are you doing up there? I mean, by the way,
they're going for 11 minutes.
Don't show your boobs. Don't get your specially made spacesuit so that we can make sure to see all your curves as you go to outer space. Is that what it is to be a woman?
Imagine being told that the first all-female crew in history is about to fly to space, an achievement that could redefine women in science.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown, and you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that strong, divine feminine right now.
I warned you, it wasn't good.
They are melodramatic. Katy Perry's.
Astronauts who were just rescued by SpaceX after, 8-9 months in space when they were supposed to be only there for about a week, they had less carry-on than what we just saw there. It looks like they've cured cancer.
What went wrong? Buckle up, because we're about to dive into one of the most overhyped, overdramatic space flights ever. Trust me, this is not the history anyone expected.
I can't find inspiration in this. You've got some very rich, famous women who were selected because they're rich and famous, not because they've got any understanding of science or space. I think this is just so completely unrelatable to the average person.
6 women blast off into space aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin, an all-female crew finally. It's a momentous achievement, right? A giant leap for womankind, or at least that's how the media sold it.
Women were supposed to feel empowered by, but instead, people called it overdramatic and a step backwards for feminism.
This mission was supposed to be a huge deal, but here's the catch. The whole thing lasted just 11 minutes. 4 of those minutes in zero gravity. That's right, less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite TV show. So the reaction, let's just say it wasn't the standing ovation they were expecting.
There's been a lot of blowback from Hollywood leftists, not just people like you and me. Hollywood leftists, these are the people who are supposed to love them, who are ripping these women to shreds. It's beautiful.
Now, the media didn't exactly sell this as, hey, look at these women going on a quick vacation to space. No, they marketed this as a major feminist victory, as if this flight was going to inspire young girls everywhere to shoot for the stars, literally. The narrative, this was supposed to be a defining moment for women, showing the world that women can be astronauts too.
So much more gracious, and also I think it's a reflection of celebrity culture, where it's so much navel gazing and narcissism, where it was about, her and Katy Perry's meditation and her inner love and all that, as opposed to thanking the engineers at Blue Origin. That might be more appropriate.
I'm so proud of us. I really am proud of me.
Flowers for me, I believe, are like God's laughter. I have so much love for my daughter Daisy, and I have so much love for Mother Earth.
It just says to me, if I can do this, I was telling these guys, I might even now get my ears pierced.
I hope they can see the unity that we modeled and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space. 10 out of 10 review.
But spoiler alert, this was not the sisterhood of space exploration we were promised. Let's talk expectations. You've got a historic all-female crew, right? So what do people expect? Maybe a few days in orbit, maybe some groundbreaking scientific discovery, something that makes you think, wow, this is why space missions are so important. Instead, we got 11 minutes of a space tourist flight.
Just a few weeks ago, actual astronauts who got stranded in space for months were rescued by another rocket and brought back to Earth, and it hardly made a splash on the media. Jeff Bezos basically put his girlfriend and her pals into a giant vibrator, shot them into orbit for 10 minutes, and they came back telling all about the thrill.
So yeah, naturally the internet wasn't exactly thrilled. One tweet read, "Why did I think they would stay in space for a few days, not 4 minutes? Honestly, who could blame them? This wasn't the revolutionary, world-changing space mission we were led to believe. It was more like a brief weekend getaway for the ultra-wealthy." And then of course there's Katy Perry, because if anyone was going to make space look fun and empowering, it was going to be a pop star who's best known for fireworks and glitter, right?
I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the different tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process, this is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey.
1, 2, 3, take up space!
I'm so days, and I am inspirational. I'm proud of me. Good for me. That's the messaging coming back.
Katy Perry said space was going to be glam, that it was time to put the ass back in astronaut. 2 days of training and boom, you're an astronaut. Forget the decades of grueling work NASA astronauts put in. It's just about throwing on some sparkles, right?
The cynic in me thinks that it was just a marketing strategy by Blue Origin, which is way far behind SpaceX and the commercial private space industry. This is a way to get a lot of media and attention and hype, putting famous people with perfect hair like up in space for 2 minutes in that zero gravity environment.
But here's the kicker. This isn't NASA. Blue Origin is a for-profit space tourism company. The whole thing is about making space accessible, but only if you can cough up between $200,000 and $500,000. Let's just pause there for a second. How many people on Earth can afford that? Maybe less than 1%. But yeah, it's totally empowering if you're one of the ultra elite. So while Katy Perry is out here selling us the dream of limitless space travel, the rest of us are still figuring out how to pay our rent.
And if you don't want people to think it's frivolous, Gail, then don't have the Kardashians craft side as you take off, and Oprah. That might have something to do with our reaction to this as a non-serious event, a PR stunt.
I really resent that people are calling it a ride. But I say anybody that is criticizing this, some of them are people I know and like, so I'm a little surprised. A ride sounds frivolous, it sounds insignificant. This was a bona fide flight. It was a dream.
Right.
And so I don't like people trying to minimize what was done there.
Now, if you thought only the regular folk were calling this out, think again. Celebrities like Emily Ratajkowski have joined in, criticizing the mission for being just another billionaire vanity project.
That space mission this morning, saying that you care about Mother Earth and it's about Mother Earth, and you're going up in a spaceship that is built and paid for by a company that's single-handedly destroying the planet. Look at the state of the world and think about how many resources went into putting these women into space. For what? What was the marketing there? And then to try to make it like, I'm disgusted, literally, I'm disgusted.
She pointed out the absurdity of these space flights when billionaires are playing in space while the Earth is falling apart. And let's not forget Wendy's, the fast food chain, who jumped on Twitter and roasted Katy Perry after she returned from her quick trip to space.
Olivia Wilde reposted an image of Katy Perry kissing the ground. She was acting like she got back from Apollo 13, and she captioned it, $1 billion bought some good memes, I guess.
Space tourism isn't exactly the revolution we were promised. It's just another marketing stunt to make the rich feel important.
I know this is probably obnoxious, but it's so much money to go to space.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and there's a lot of people who can't even afford eggs. I think it's a bit
Over the
gluttonous,
top,
and
yeah.
I just think the cover of Elle magazine.
I know.
I mean, isn't that, I don't know. Space exploration was to further our knowledge and to help mankind. I mean, what are they going to do up there that has made it better for us down here?
Last second, they added me to space, and I'm going to space. I'm bringing this. It has no meaning to me, but it was in my bag, and I was like on the subway, and I got the text, and they were like, do you want to go to space? So I'm going to space. Thank you to everyone who got me here, and I'll see you guys in space.
But here's the thing, if this mission had been marketed as just a fun, lighthearted celebrity joyride, no one would have batted an eye. The problem came when the messaging was so serious, as if this was somehow going to change the future of women in space. It's almost like they were saying, look at us, we're so empowering.
This one was essentially one big marketing campaign for Jeff Bezos's for-profit aerospace company, Blue Origin.
So are they empowering women?
And I think we're going to look back on this moment as maybe the moment that we started to realize that we were in
own full-on woke-lash, and people wanted to return to substance and to unifying messages that has real meaning for people.
So why did this all fall flat? Well, let's be real. If the mission had just been marketed as a fun space adventure for the rich and famous, it might have been an enjoyable curiosity, but when you wrap it in a shiny feminist bow, then people start to expect more. People want substance with their empowerment, and this mission just didn't deliver. In the end, this flight might be a moment in history, but it's not the moment we were led to believe. Maybe this mission should have been about space tourism for the super rich and not about inspiring young girls to dream big. So what's the real takeaway here? Was the backlash fair, or were people just a little too quick to roast an overhyped space trip? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video.